After this weekend, more strict measures were put in place, forcing a lot of us to move into a new phase of acceptance with this reality. Joining us now to talk about some important coping methods is Dr. Shimi Kang. Good morning.
Good morning.
So a big topic right now is how to deal with people in our lives who are at different stages of acceptance. Can we talk about these stages and what they mean?
Yeah, so there's typically 4 classical stages that people go through when we're experiencing a sudden change or a loss. And so those are, first, we're in shock or denial, and I think many of us were there. Then we move into what's called possibly anger, or we're looking for someone to blame. So we're looking for, is it the government? Is it the foreign travelers? Or the people who aren't paying attention to the social distancing? And then we move into depression, just really feeling maybe overwhelmed. Anxious about the situation, and then eventually acceptance. So I think as I look around, I see people in all different types of stages, and I think we want to recognize that to help understand each other better.
And you mentioned recently you were at Kitts Beach and you saw 2 men playing basketball, complete strangers, interacting closely. So obviously those people were in the denial phase.
Yeah, it was actually a large group. It was pickup basketball. So it was, people who are complete strangers connecting and interacting very closely, socially, touching each other. And I actually, I felt like I wanted to talk to them. And so I asked them first, I clarified if it was a game of pickup, that they were strangers. And then I realized that, initially I think I was in anger stage. I got a bit upset by it. But then I realized that, well, maybe they're still in shock denial. Maybe they're just not quite there yet. So I explained the reason why it's important not to be interacting with strangers, how it's not good for their health, putting them in danger and others, and exactly what to do, which is go straight home and wash all their clothes, take a shower. Because if they were to get sick, there's actually no way to trace it. But it was an interesting dialogue because I realized that, we're all in different stages in this together.
Would you say most people are now in the full acceptance phase?
No, I don't think so. When I look at the news, I think we're still, and I think we're going to see all these stages for some time. When people...
Sorry, Shimi, you cut out there for a second. What'd you say?
Oh, I said, I think we're going to see all these stages for a period of time. We're going to see people in weeks from now who are still in denial, who might still say that, well, I'm young or I'm not a high-risk group, so it's okay for me to, do certain things. I think even on levels of government, in healthcare, I think we're going to still see people in different stages throughout. And it's not a linear thing. It doesn't go 1, 2, 3, 4. We cycle through this. So times of anger are going to come up, times of depression, times where we're feeling like we can accept it. So expect all of those emotions.
So, Shimi, when we finally get into this acceptance phase, it's not really the best feeling, as you were saying. Anger, depression, especially when we look at other countries who have been in this phase for weeks or months. Now, I know we touched on this last week, but can you go over some coping methods again?
Yeah, so I think, we do have to look at countries that are on the other side. That actually gives us a sense of optimism and hope, and to see that, schools are opening up again in China and people are going back to work in Taiwan. So that is hopeful. In the meantime, though, really, I say 3 things. Care, connect, and create are 3 great activities to do. So care, take care of yourself, self-care, monitor your routine, regular sleep, exercise, social connection, seeing each other, hearing your loved ones' voices, even if you can't be with them physically. That will keep us healthy. And create, in terms of still be creative, still do those activities that you love, whether it's part of your work or your hobbies or your interests or your passions. So all of that is really important. Despite social distancing, stay socially connected.
Great advice as always. Thank you so much for talking to us again, Shimi.
Thank you.
All right, have a great day. It is 7:55 here.